Lift your head, feel the pride, we've come so far. A voice is strong, shining bright like a guiding star. Built with love, bound by truth, it's who we are. New journal and guide, we've raised the bar.
Welcome to NJGPOD, the official podcast of New Journaling Guide. Today on NJGPOD, we're spotlighting the transformative work of the Portsmouth Fatherhood-Mentoring Program, a community-driven initiative founded and directed by Dr. Tyrone Davis. Since its inception in 2010, this free 10-week program has been empowering fathers across Portsmouth to strengthen their roles within their families and communities. Through a blend of parenting education, job readiness training, and mentorship, the program addresses critical issues such as domestic violence awareness and financial responsibility, aiming to foster healthier family dynamics and personal growth. Joining us to share this firsthand insight is Robert Lee Porter, a program mentor who has been actively involved since 2014. As someone who's walked the path of reentry and now dedicates his life to guiding others, Robert brings a powerful perspective on the program's impact. Sent by Dr. Davis to represent the initiative, he'll discuss how the Fatherhood Mentoring Program is changing lives, one father, one family at a time. Stay tuned to NJGPOD.
On every page, on every ground, with every heart, with every sound, together we'll rise.
Hello, I'm Ernest Lowery here with the New Journal Guide, and I am a guest host for the New Journal and Guide. And I want to thank Ms. Brenda Andrews for the opportunity to be here. And today I have a special guest, Mr. Robert Porter, who's going to talk about mentoring program here in Portsmouth. Robert, what do you have to say?
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Robert Porter. I'm a 10-year vetted individual with the Fatherhood program in Portsmouth. I began with the program as just an individual seeking some guidance in leveling up. And I met Dr. Davis, started the program. I've been with the program 10 years now, and I've done quite a few things since being involved with the program.
Okay, now you mentioned Dr. Davis. Who is Dr. Davis?
Dr. Tyrone Davis is the founder and facilitator for the Fatherhood program in Portsmouth. He's more than just a facilitator. He's a mentor, he's a coach, and a friend.
Okay, so Robert, tell us a little bit more about this mentoring program. Basically what it's about and how long it has existed.
The program has existed for approximately 17 years. I've been involved for 10 of those 17 years. It started out as the Fatherhood program and people believing that we were trying to teach men how to become better fathers, but that's not what we do. We encourage men to be better fathers, but we help men become better men by sharing experiences and advice and having bonding sessions where men can go, young men can go, gentlemen who have been incarcerated, young men who have been in trouble, even young men from high school can come and get a few good words about how to be a better individual, which will lead to becoming a better man, which will in turn make them better fathers.
So Robert, what age group do you accept people into the program? 17 to 35 or? Actually,
we have gentlemen bring their children as young as elementary school. Recently, during our men from Mars and women from Venus session, we had a young man bringing his 3-month-old with his girlfriend because he wanted to get a better understanding on how to communicate with his significant other.
Okay, that sounds very interesting. So what are some of the things you guys talk about when you say mentoring? Exactly what does that mean?
We talk about socialization, domestic violence, health issues, uh, emotional intelligence. We cover significant things in reference to just becoming a better individual. The goal is that each individual should be able to make over $50,000 a year and should be able to give back to the community as each one teach one. It's one of our policies. The more you learn, the more you earn. Uh, a job is just over broke, and we don't advocate just being over broke. We advocate being above broke.
Right. Okay. So when you guys meet, are you guys maybe at a library or some kind of convention place, or where do you guys meet?
We actually meet in Portsmouth Social Service Building.
Okay.
Um, we meet for 10 weeks. We do 2 sessions. We used to do 3. And we meet from 6 p.m. until 8 p.m. And we start off just having a meal, warming up, talking about sports and so forth, and just breaking bread until we decide to go into our session about the topic of the day.
Okay. So do you guys have more than one topic, or it's a variety of things that you try to implement?
We discuss things for 10 weeks, 10 different topics for those 10 weeks. We have individuals come in and represent their businesses, such as Dollar Bank is a very strong supporter of the fatherhood program. The vice president, Mr. Hinton, comes in and he sits and talks. He helps with financial situations. One of our individuals has purchased a home through being a part of the fatherhood program. We have a gentleman who now is owning his own trucking company. When we first met, he was having child support issues and he didn't have a CDL license or his GED. He achieved all that through the fatherhood program. We provide resources for success.
So in that case, do you guys, when you say mentoring, for some reason in my mind, I'm also thinking that outside of being in this group session, that you guys talk to these individuals one-on-one about specific things that they're going through or things they're trying to accomplish.
Yes. The mentors in the program, we like to find out what the individual's why is, what their desires are, so that we can have a foundation to work from. We discuss the home life, their social life, aspirations, and so forth. Just so that when we contact them, we'll have an idea of where to take our conversation.
Okay, and so you do this in the time frame of about 2 hours.
Actually, no, we do the 2 hour session, and then what I do specifically is during the week I'll check in with them around Sunday. With classes on Tuesday, I check in with them on Sunday, and the next class is on Tuesday. I do that for 2 reasons. I want to know how their week went, and I also want to check and find out if they're going to be coming to the next class.
Okay, so also you talk about hitting on having other people come into the workshop, if I can call it that. I understand that the mayor of Portsmouth was there maybe not too long ago. What are some of the things that he talked about? What did he bring to the table for you guys?
Actually, the mayor brought the book by Frederick Douglass, and he spoke on passages from the book, and he was very forward about his position about us working together as a community and being strong individuals moving forward, and how the male figure is important in the household.
Are there women that's involved with the program as well?
Oh yes, we have women that come to the program. Women, they bring the diversity that we need to the program. When they come in, on the Mars and Venus Day, they're in a panel, and we ask them questions, and they get an opportunity to respond and give their perspective about their home life with their significant other. Say we may have a divorcee who is giving her perspective about how and why she was divorced, or we might have a widow who is discussing how she's surviving as a widow, and what the dynamics are in reference to her being a widow, and what she expects if she decides to be involved with someone else. The standards that she brings to the table is very important. We need to understand how to deal with single women with children, and some of those women voice their opinions about being involved. We have women who have on the board that have been in domestic situations, and they're bringing their perspective about the survival. We had one lady who she was stabbed over 38 times, and she's a survivor. Wow. And she came and she spoke to the class in reference to domestic violence. So the opinion of the women when they come, it matters, because the only way you can understand is through communication. And by having different scenarios, the young men get an understanding as well as the older men, because the young men get to see what not to do, and the older men get to understand how to revise what they've already done, or how to interact without it becoming a argument.
So there may not be a conflict, but maybe some of the things that both parties are learning is how to communicate with each other, to make things, to talk things out. That's pretty much what you're trying to express.
That's exactly what I'm saying. You have take the young man who had the 3-month-old child and his girlfriend, right? We have our pastor who's been married for over 30 years, giving his advice on what it takes to be married for over 30 years. We may have a gentleman who has to deal with multiple women. Say he has a blended family, and he also has children outside of the blended family that he's already in. So he has to deal with all these different personalities. That's a lot of weight for a man who has two separate households, or possibly 3 households.
Yes.
To deal with 3 different women, and also the personalities of all the children. So we bring we have a place of safe haven where they can be comfortable and discuss the issues that they may be going through, and they can also take away some nuggets to go back home and be able to adjust.
Mm-hmm. Also, I understand that you've also had a guest, I believe her name is Natalie Purdue. Can you tell me a little bit about her experience and what she brought to the table in regards to maybe the women or the guys, to help give them a better understanding of how to get along?
Just pretty much what she's brought to the table is communication. It's mandatory. You can't communicate if you're not listening. You can't just hear. You have to listen. Now, if a person is talking and you're talking, you're not listening, you're hearing. So it's mandatory that you listen, and the only way you can truly listen is to not talk and focus on the conversation that's being conveyed. And then you take your position to respond. That's listening, and that's proper communication.
Okay, this is NJGPOD. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Built with love, bound by truth, it's who we are. New journal and guide, we've raised the bar. Mighty in the ink, in the print, our truth is found.
For over a century, the New Journal and Guide has been the heartbeat of Hampton Roads, delivering news that shapes our community and resonates beyond. As the South's oldest Black-owned newspaper, we chronicle stories that matter, from local triumphs to national milestones, celebrating the rich tapestry of the African American experience, history, present, and future in one subscription. Stay informed and empowered. Subscribe today at thenewjournalandguide.com.
Welcome back. I'm Ernest Lowery, your guest host for NJGPOD. And today we're here with Mr. Robert Porter of the Fatherhood Program based out of Portsmouth, Virginia. When you talk about the people that come to the session, I want you to focus on maybe a little bit about teenagers. What are they thinking? Are they participating? Are they understanding exactly what's happening in regards to the mentorship that you guys provide?
Not at first. I have a daughter that's 16, and our previous candidate who graduated, he just came and he joined the ROTC. And the only reason he became a member of the ROTC was because he became a part of the Fatherhood Program. No one expected him to be a part of the ROTC. No one expected him to have a desire to go to college. But I met him at church. I invited him out. He has aspirations of being a marine biologist, and he swims like a dolphin. So I suggested to him to come to the program, and we could help him make his dreams come true. He decided after coming to the program to get involved with the ROTC, and now he's cut his hair. He's getting promoted in the ROTC, and he's now on the swim team, and he's gotten his certification to be a lifeguard. And there are conversations in reference to him getting a full scholarship to Norfolk State for the swim team.
Okay, as Dr. Tyrone Davis as a facilitator, now when he communicates with you guys, is it through just a verbal command, so to speak, or do you guys have handouts or homework and things that you discuss level by level in the process of your hour or 2 hours meeting? This
past session, we did some passages and speeches out of the Frederick Douglass autobiography. We also, Dr. Davis also calls the mentors or the coaches. We are now stamped as coaches as well as mentors, and the reason being is that a coach can accomplish things that sometimes a parent can't accomplish. A coach can accomplish things that sometimes a mentor can't accomplish. There is a position that a coach can take, and a persona that a coach can present that resonates with an individual. That where they can take constructive criticism. They may not take constructive criticism from a school teacher. They might not take constructive criticism from their parents, but the coach can give them that grit, and they'll pull through on the other side. So that's why we now are considered not just mentors but coaches as well, because we have to understand how to reach the individual that's a part of the group that's under our responsibility.
Right, that's very interesting. Along those lines, when we talk about the youth and the more mature adults, is there much conflict in between ideologies between the younger generation and the older generation? Do you see a separation?
Yes, definitely.
You want to speak on that a little bit?
We had a very vocal individual this past graduation. He's doing an internship at the social service building. Now, Taiwan Blizzard. He was very vocal about the younger generation. their perspective about, corporal punishment, how what about the music, people, how they consider the old school generation, sometimes in a negative sense because of how they think we see them. So by having the discussion with him speaking up, now mind you, there's other teenagers
Right.
teenagers in the room, but he's a young adult because he's doing an internship. So he's been where they are, and he's sharing their message because they're younger and they don't really want to speak at this time. They're just listening to what's going on. And so when he spoke in reference to his position, it was noted that he was speaking for all the young people in the room. So yeah, there's a big difference.
Okay, so in general, what would drive a person to want to be involved with your program? Are these young adults or teenagers? Are they in school? Are the adults out of a job, or they just want to get some advice, life advice from your coaches? Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
It varies. And it varies because each pair of boots that cross the threshold have a different persona. You could have a young man who was in a gang, and one of his buddies came to the program, and he was talking about the program, bragging about what was going on with the program, things that have been happening with him, and might say, you should come and check it out. And I can say that because that's scenarios. The young man who actually bought a home through the program reached out to several of his brothers in the street. And it became a positive thing. Three of them graduated. And one of those individuals brought two more individuals to the program who both graduated this past Tuesday. So, right. And we have individuals say I'm on the street, and I'm walking into the convenience store, and I hear a conversation, but it's not a negative conversation. It's something about, man, I'm trying to get a job, or I need to get my GED, or something along those lines. And I'll say, I introduce myself, and then I'll say, so you trying to go back to school? And that's, well, I can go back to school. Yeah, go back to school. Mm-hmm. You got your GED? You'll say, no. Well, you can get your GED. What you want to do? You want to get a trade? You want to go to college? You tell me what you want to do. I have a plethora of resources. If you come to the program, I promise you, if you come to the program and you stay to 10 weeks, you're going to leave with something that's going to help you level up. But it's your choice.
Right. Now, you say you've been involved with the program for about 10 years. How many other life coaches do you guys have at any given time in the program to help mentor the men and women?
We have 2 recruiters, and we have 2 mentors, and then we have the gentleman who just come back, who are Dr. Davis's friends, counterparts,
business people.
Business people, yes. You've come in and you've seen some of the people who attend the program. We have former supervisor for the former supervisor for the Ford plant. He was my mentor. We have Mr. Hinton who comes, Mr. Harvey who works with Mr. Hinton. We have Mr. Howell who used to be in Silicon Valley, and he's come back. Pope who works for Centera, Kari, who works for Centera. We also have Jason, who owns the Hype, who helps with high school kids in sports, football and track and field. So yeah, we have a few guys who have been a part of the program and that are doing well, and we have colleagues that are Dr. Davis colleagues that come. The mayor. I go on and
Yeah,
on.
right.
I go on because every year there are faces that come back, but there's always new faces that also come in too. If they only come for a couple of sessions, they come. Mr. Brooks, Rick Brooks, who has retired, he wrote our creed that we recite at the end of each session, and we miss him, but we thank him for what he brought to the table. We used to do mock interviews. We had child support in our corner before they revised how child support works. It was great.
Right.
It's still in place, but things have changed because how the government works.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, because I know it was George Williams that was from the Ford plant.
Yes.
Someone that I knew that served as one of the mentors as well. And being that we're on this particular subject, can you tell me the history to some degree about the past and what we see now in regards to what this mentorship means to everybody?
It means to everybody community, unity. The ultimate goal is for the father to understand his role in the household, and for the woman in the household, the mother, to understand the father's role. No demasculating. Just this is his role, this is her role, and to bring the children up in a positive way so they can be positive in the community and excel. It's all about what our ancestors put in place. Back when we were segregated, our ancestors had their own businesses. They had a certain pride about how they walked and carried themselves, what was expected of them in school. That's how all the black colleges became, started. And we need that back. And so that's what the fatherhood program hopes to help to push forward, to just solidify. We want people to understand, the men that come to the program, their value in the household. And see, we know that the women always give the man the opportunity to lead, but he has to understand that opportunity and respect that opportunity so that he can lead and continue to lead. Because if he does not lead the way that the household needs to be led, she's going to remove the leadership. She may not remove him right away, but that leadership role, there are going to be some restraints on that.
Right.
So what we're trying to do is make it so that the men and the young men understand that you don't need to put restraints on me. I'm the man that I'm supposed to be, and I'm the man that you want me to be, and I'm the man that I need to be for my family.
Right, and I think you hit the nail on the head. And the paraphrase, each one teach one, each one reach one, something to that effect. Now, and this community that you kind of alluded to a little bit reminds me of like Rosewood or Tulsa, Oklahoma, right?
Yes.
You want to talk a little bit about that in regards to the relationships and
I believe that based on what I've been given from the fatherhood program that if we had our own businesses and our own medical facilities and our own banks, that it would have a different impact on our position as a culture in this society. That's only because of what was given and proven to be in the past with Tulsa, Rosewood, all these Norfolk. When Norfolk was alive and prosperous as a black community, when Virginia Beach was alive and prosperous as a black community, it's proven that we can be a voice as a culture. We don't have to be tied into the negativity of hip hop. There's a positive side of hip hop as well. You don't have to remove hip hop. We just have to improve certain aspects of hip hop. The children shouldn't be being babysit and taught by the phone, the laptop, or the television. They need to be taught by the parents or the mother or the dad, whoever is the leader of the household. But as Dr. Davis said, you can't teach what you don't know.
Right.
So what we do with the fatherhood program, we teach you what you don't know, help you learn it, or provide you resources to get it so that you can teach your own so they will know, so that they can teach theirs who will definitely know.
So, do you think when some of the younger folks come into the program and be defined by some of these labels like deadbeat dad, is there a conflict when the males and the females, if they had that conversation, is that a real issue?
Our philosophy is he's not a deadbeat dad. He's a broke dad. You can't be a positive minded individual. You don't have any finances. You don't know to take care of yourself, much less take care of anybody else. The first thing you got to be able to do is take care of self. If you can't take care and provide for yourself, how are you gonna provide for a woman and her offspring? Whether they yours biological or you choose to be a surrogate dad. The question still remains, if you don't have any income, how can you provide? Now, when the pressure is put on, I guess I'm gonna figure out some type of way to get that income. If I don't have an education and I'm inspired by a friend of mine to go sell drugs, rob a liquor store, break somebody's house, and if it's beneficial to me, why would I not do it? If I get tired of hearing you ain't never got no money and the baby need this and the baby need that and all I know is the streets, then that's all I'm gonna do is the streets, right? But if you come along and I knew you from childhood and you take time to break bread with me and show me something, bro, check this out. You take me out to eat. Not even anywhere really fancy. Just take me out to eat and have a conversation. We talking about the past and coming up to the day. And I'm telling you about what I'm doing. You telling me about what you doing. And what you doing is better than what I'm doing. Right? Now, you one of the homies that I was cool with. So, bro, how you managed to do that? Well, I got my TWIC card and I became a merchantman seaman. And hey, I get paid some good money and I only work a certain amount of months out of the year and I get to see the world at the same time.
Right.
For real? Yeah. Or I went to the TCC trade program and did a 2-week core class and then I did 3 months and I got my HVAC license and got a job 2 weeks later.
Okay. Well, it's obvious that you guys are doing something right. Listening to what you say, you have a plethora of people that come there who are community-minded people or who have success. And just as important, you're having this event right here at the social service building. And you got so far, 17 years of experience behind you in this particular place. Can you maybe touch on what you think the philosophy is on that and looking at your success record? And also, that's why I kind of asked you a question about how people feel in regards to being a deadbeat dad. And you're saying, well, you had another phrase for that. But have a social service involved with what you guys are doing.
Social service is an advocate for what we do, to the point that if you are between the ages, I believe, of 26 and 54, and you get EBT and you become a part of the fatherhood program, there's a lot more assistance that you can get just because you're in the fatherhood program. If you're not working and you get EBT and you're between those ages, there's an opportunity for you to get assistance and get exposure to more resources to help you. Because the goal of social service is to get you out of social service. But you gotta want it. You can't just get EBT and think that it's all that in a bag of chips and don't do anything else to prosper. You come to the fatherhood program, you find out there's a lot more out there. I never traveled before I became a part of the fatherhood program.
Wow.
I've been on a cruise. I've been out the country. I've been to the Philippines based on the fact that one of our members was talking about taking his wife to Africa. I'm taking up golf now because Mr. Williams told me that he plays golf all around the United States in his leisure time. You know, it's what they expose us to. And we have to already have a desire to want it. And that's what makes the difference. You got to want something. And usually when they come to the program, they have a desire. They want something more. Dr. Davis said we should all try to be philanthropists. So that way we make enough money that we can give back to the community. Pastor Earl says that if there's 3 guys riding in a limousine, 3 millionaires riding in a limousine, and you number 4, when you step out the limousine, don't people assume that you're a millionaire too? Right? On the other end of the spectrum, if you ride in an Impala and 3 guys dressed in hoodies and bandanas or whatever, and they pull up to the liquor store and you the 4th guy in the car, when the police pull you over, what is he going to assume? That whatever transpired, you was a part of it. Birds of a feather flock together. If you want to be a better individual, then you hang around individuals who are above your level so that you can reach their level. You can't grow if you still dealing with the same people on your level. You're comfortable there. It takes work to be up here. These people didn't get up there just by sitting around. They put in time. And they trying to give you the idea of how to do the same thing. Here's a nugget here. Here's a nugget here. It's up to you whether you take the nuggets or not. You can come one time to the program, do the 10 weeks. Or you can come one time to the program 2 or 3 times and don't do the 10 weeks. Or you can do the 10 weeks and do another 10 weeks till it turns into 10 years. And you can own a motorcycle, a truck, a car, have your own place and travel out the country. And understand how to invest. All of that comes from the fatherhood program. And it's different individuals that give you different information. They help create that new coat that you wear.
Well, Mr. Porter, I want to thank you so much for coming on board with us today to give you a perspective about the fatherhood program. I'm sure our listeners will find a wealth of information that you poured out. I know certainly that I've learned a lot, and I see growth for the organization, and maybe perhaps at some point in time in the near future, you guys may be sliding over to another city. So again, I want to thank you for your efforts in coming out and spending your valuable time with us today. And I also want to thank Ms. Brenda Andrews of the New Journal and Guide for allowing me the opportunity to be your community host today. Thank you very much. Until next time, peace, love. Thank you.
From the roots to the crown, we've grown strong. In the streets, in the halls, we belong. Every voice, every name is our song. With courage and faith, we move along. Raise the banner high.